This is our star player for the night. This is the FU Audio 750. This is a 15-inch. Let's show you the back. These are pretty beefy subs. This is 30, 35 pounds, somewhere in that neighborhood. This is a dual 2, and I'm going to wire it in series tonight simply because I'm a little bit concerned about popping a circuit. I've also got a clamp meter here. I'm going to try to clamp it so we can actually see how much power. So I'm going to clamp amps. We already know we're putting out right around 120 volts. So I'm going to wire it up, and then when I click the button on the power strip, when I turn that on, then we'll have full juice. I think I'm going to wait until it gets a little bit darker outside so that we can actually try to watch the coil glow. It might be a little hard through these vents, but the coils should be in there. Hopefully we can see a few sparks as well. All right, be back in a little bit. This, by the way, was a sub that I got from the manufacturer. FU Audio makes good stuff. They're all handmade in America. This one, for whatever reason, had a defect in like the coil. So he sent me this and a recone that I purchased. So I got it for pretty cheap. It needs to be blown anyways, so don't feel bad for the sub. Notice it's got decent venting down there as well. So the venting will be closed off. It'll be interesting to see what kind of rise we get out of this. I'm expecting between 2 to 4 times rise at 60 hertz free air. But we'll see kind of what happens. All right, guys, stay with me.
I was using a new webcam I hadn't played with before, and the audio just cut out at this point in time. I think it had some sort of feedback where it recognized it was just playing 60 hertz and it just cut that out, and it was trying to pick up other audio. What happened, though, is I flipped this on, and at first, this is wired in 4 to 4 ohms, so in series. And at first we pulled 14 amps, so 1680 watts. I eventually decide after about 50 seconds to go ahead and rewire this down in parallel to 1 ohm and run it again. And right before I do that, it had dropped to 8 amps or 960 watts because probably the coil was heating up. I could smell the coil a little bit, but it smelled more like it was like breaking in. So I decided to just go ahead and rewire it. Also, I did decide to run it during the day. I didn't know how well, this is a new webcam, I didn't know how well it was going to pick up in low light situations. And so I decided to just run it where we could see what's going on. Anyways, in a minute you're going to see me go ahead and turn it off. And then I'll cut the video, and then I'll come back and you'll see that it's wired in parallel. And at first, I was using a power strip to turn on, and the power strip kept tripping, and then I realized that it was a surge protector, which makes sense. It should trip. So it'd run for a few seconds, trip, run for a few seconds, trip. It actually did this a couple times that aren't on camera. I just cut those out. So it soaked up a lot of power. It actually impressed me quite a bit. Okay, so here we are. Now I'm going to go ahead and turn it on. When I first turn it on, it's at 28 amps, which is 3,360 watts. That's a lot of power for this little sub. It does drop right before she pops to 23 amps, which is 2,760 watts. I also want to say that next time if I do this again, I'd like to invert the sub, run it as hot as long as I can, and actually try to put a frying pan on it and cook some eggs. I think that'd be a lot of fun. Also, by the time it finally does go, the magnet was hot for like 2 hours. I couldn't even pick it up. And the board had char in that bottom where the venting holes were. Anyways, she is getting ready to go. I hope you guys enjoyed, and happy 4th of July. One more quick thing I'd like to add right here. I smelled like burnt voice coil for hours. It was pretty awful. But once again, let me know what you want me to do with the sub in the comments. Should we recone it? Should I rip it apart, pull it apart, and see the damage? Let me know if you're interested in anything, and I'll see if I can make that happen. Happy 4th once again. Take care. Thanks.